Pokemon Go has become extremely popular since its release in 2016. Unlike main series titles, Pokemon Go was released for mobile platforms, iOS and Android devices. In this particular title, instead of battling random Pokemon you find in the wild and finding random bug catchers to battle, you go around, and I mean actually walk around to find Pokemon. Yeah, you can still walk around forests, mountains, caves, and all that. Only in this case, if you do, there's always a chance you're coming home with a goddamn tick sucking the life out of your arm. With the popularity of said game, Nintendo and Game Freak decided to center the first Switch Pokemon game around the idea of the mechanics of Pokemon Go. Now before I get any comments from the main series police, I want to say that no, the whole game isn't going to be a Pokemon I'm a neat playing Go edition. Instead, what this game seems to entail is mashing mechanics of both the main series titles and that of the mobile game. Whereas you still run into Pokemon in the overworld like you do in Go, you don't actually have to be outside. Yay. Instead, you are set in the Kanto region where the series staple begins. Berries can still be used to aid in catching Pokemon like in Go, which is a nice touch. How these games work like the main series titles is quite refreshing. Trainer battles still occur, gym leaders are still there, and most of the side quests are the same as they are in their red, green, and blue counterparts. For any of you who are unaware, this actually makes a lot of sense, seeing as the games are considered to be by the developers remakes of Pokemon Yellow. One of the complaints I hear about the game is the arguments for level grinding. I can understand where some of you may be coming from on that, however, with this game being tailored to bring the Go audience to the main series titles and vice versa, I don't think grinding is going to be much of a necessity. I mean, think about it. What's the scariest thing that can happen? You can't possibly tell me anyone is going to struggle against Erica if they use the same team she had in Yellow. Like, come on. She uses a Tangela. Not Tangrowth. Tangela. Are y'all really gonna go up in arms because your fire type is 3 levels lower than a Tangela? What's it gonna do? Wrap you to death? Alright, I'll admit, in real life being wrapped by tentacles would be terrifying as hell, but it's goddamn Pokemon, it's a Tangela, I rest my case. The only potentially bad mechanic I can say on a personal level is maybe the berry mechanic. Whereas I like the idea of the berries being used to make catching different Pokemon a bit easier, I don't want this to be something that takes away from actually using berries in battle, or on a mon to get rid of a status effect. Held items are still very much a thing in these games, but that shouldn't get rid of the ability to latch on a berry to your mon just in case of a critical hit or perhaps a status inflicting move. I can't utter the amount of times I've been in battle and I completely forgot about a mon that commonly uses T-Wave or Will-O-Wisp. Berries help a ton with situations like that. If the mechanic isn't in the game, however, just don't be a stupid ass like I was, I suppose. No one needs to run into an Alakazam using T-Wave and be like, ah shit, I forgot that's a common status move on that mon. Just equip a Cherry Berry and you're solid. As far as my own thoughts about what I'd want to see in these games, here are my current thoughts. These games for the most part are going to bring the current Pokemon Go audience into the main series titles, fittingly starting with the first region the main series game started in, as well as the familiar Pokemon that were the first available ones in Pokemon Go. Go, as of the time the video goes up, is only up to Generation 4. I don't really expect Let's Go to go as far as to cover every single region. That being said, I wouldn't be too surprised if we ended up getting another pair of games that take place in Johto. In my opinion, if we're getting more Let's Go content, have the next region be DLC for the games, rather than 2 whole other games. We're already getting Master Trainers for the post-game, so why not a whole nother region that is conveniently connected to Kanto? I'm sure I'm not the only one who would be down for that. If they were to add Johto, I would love it if they just didn't copy-paste direct ideas that were used in the original Gold and Silver or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. As hype as it would be to raid Team Rocket headquarters in Mahogany Town with Lance again, that didn't happen for another couple of years canonically. Unless of course we're in another different timeline and our protagonist is going to be going through Johto as if we're Gold, or Ethan, or Jimmy. Why is he named Jimmy? There's no doubt in my mind Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee will definitely be a pinnacle staple in the series. Maybe in the best case scenario, we can have the Go players and the veteran main series players teaching each other how to play the games via the mechanics each player knows. Veteran players can get used to using berries and motion controls to catch mons, and the new players can get used to the traditional way of Pokemon battling. With both worlds colliding, this experience can be starting out as easy for both parties, but perhaps get a bit harder throughout the games. Until the games come out though, we'll have to stick to whatever has been shown, and what we've been told by the small number of YouTubers who had the opportunity to play the beginning of the game early. What I'm most excited for in this game is the Team Rocket headquarters portions of the game, and how they will go about the sections where you would normally have to use Flash. In the latest games, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, to my knowledge there was no replacement for Flash due to the fact there were no dark caves, nor a reason for them to exist. When we get around to that portion of the game where we have to enter Rock Tunnel, we will see then what's either going to replace Flash, or just have the cave be lit by the time we arrive there. That also reminds me, how's the Lavender Town theme going to sound now? Orchestrated? Or just silly sounding like the Fire Red and Leaf Green version? I suppose it's another thing we'll find out. Well, that's what I would say, but a new trailer featuring Lavender Tower was released, and uses the new Lavender Town theme in it. That's what you're hearing now. What do you guys think? The music to me sounds quite different than how it did in Fire Red and Leaf Green. It kinda gives me vibes on how it sounded in the Pokemon Origins anime. I wonder what some of the new move names might be, if any at all. Like a new Dark-type move or something. Something like Oh dear. You're joking. You're actually joking. Baddie bad. Baddie fucking bad!